Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back, and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 vs 1 replay cast. We are gonna be having ourselves a Terran versus Protoss versus Zerg. What am I talking about? Oh god, I'm already making blunders this far into the cast. However, on this channel, we do it live. So, anyway, we have got a very good Zerg player in the bottom right-hand side of the map who goes by Elazer. And in the top left-hand side of the map, we have got, playing for Team Liquid, it is Harstem. Okay, Harstem sending out a very early probe scout in order to try and block the Zerg's hatchery. Elazer immediately just sends his Zerg to the other, his drone to the other location, pardon me. Words are very hard, as I'm sure some of you guys know, but yeah, just a thing the Protoss does to get a very early scout off, while also getting a little bit of pain done to the Zerg. Basically, it says, okay, you got to expand over here. You'll have some higher transport time for your units, and then, whoa, Harstem being savage towards Elazer. Oh my, the banter. But yeah, anyway. It's a pretty normal opening for Elazer. Harstem has his probe still going around. He scouted out long enough to basically just make sure the drone wasn't gonna like do a fake out and come back. And then just comes on in, we'll see that the spawning pool is normal times. And if we do take a look right now, we see just, yeah, normal opening from Harstem. Elazer and Harstem having a good time in chat. Going vroom, and then, or Harstem says vroom, then Elazer says vroom, and then zoom. Which is interesting, you know? But that's StarCraft 2 players having a bit of good banter and things like that. Taking a look right now, there is indeed the third hatch just about to finish up for Elazer. He'll probably get the natural at regular third base timing, fill that gap in. The game will proceed on in a normal macro fashion. Third base getting set up, or natural base. No third just yet. Harstem behind this is getting out an adept. He's chrono boosting it out. There is the Nexus just about to finish up. Everything seems to be fairly normal. However, ladies and gentlemen, seeing as how we have got Elazer at a 23 drone count, that is totally irrelevant. I've been casting so much Alpha Star lately, I forgot, on these videos, we try and hit 100 likes. That's right, for Pro StarCraft 2, we try and hit 100 likes on the channel. If we can do that for these two pros, that would be awesome. If you're an Elazer fan, hit that like button. If you're a Harstem fan, hit that like button. If you are a disgruntled Terran that there's no Terran in this video, hit that like button, maybe off race a little bit, and then appreciate the beauty of the other matchups. But yeah, I do enjoy watching these pro matches between these guys. Helps keep you up to date on the game, things like that. It's just awesome to watch StarCraft 2. I don't nearly get to watch as much StarCraft 2 as I want to these days. In a perfect world, I'd be able to keep up to all the StarCraft like I used to do back in the day. Watch like Korean tournaments 5 days a week, things like that. However, unfortunately, life is just a little bit too busy. And then being a commentator, games that I might potentially commentate, I don't necessarily want to watch. But usually I will have a tournament or something on. I'm still always checking brackets, player results, things like that, as I do like to keep tabs on who's doing well in the StarCraft 2 scene. As far as the builds go this match, out of Harstem, we have got the 4-gate Adept Glaive Opener, so adopting this style, I really do enjoy it against someone like Elazer. However, Elazer is one of those Zergs which I feel isn't someone who's gonna necessarily have a big hole in his play. He is a very good defensive Zerg who can get up offensive. But yeah, look at this. We already see a spine crawler going up for him. I guess he's just sniffed this out. He knows there's no third base just yet. He's maybe seen the adepts, and now this attack is coming, so we see Elazer firing up a bunch of lings. The fact he's already started up the spine is something that I think is really, really awesome to see. In come the adepts for Harstem. Will Elazer have enough to stop them? That is the question. The Lings are going to try and chase these Adepts up the ramp. That way they can get us around if they do finish the Shade. All the while, the Queens are going to move out on the map, put pressure on Harstem to do something with these units, or just leave, is basically what Elazer is saying. The Lings of Elazer were chilling in the main base for a time in case the Prism bounced into there, but instead it looks like it's going to be a full attack at the front from Harstem. Adept shading on in. Roaches are starting to pop out for Elazer, though, and so this is looking really, really good for the Zerg player. I mean, the Adepts are going to be picking off a couple of drones here and there, but Elazer has held for the most part now. He can probably go back into droning soon, and he will want to go back into droning soon, seeing as how he's cut workers at 39 in order to have a proper defense from this. Harstem throwing up the third base, and this is just a pretty standard position, I'd say, for both these players at this point. The Protoss would like to get damage done and sometimes can kill Zergs with this build, but the thing is, it really delayed Elazer's economy too, so the fact that Harstem delayed his to go for this attack isn't that big of a deal. We see there's a Baneling nest now on the way for Elazer, which I do like to see, potentially getting Baneling speed, going for an attack. A couple of Adepts for Harstem do get 4 drones, which is quite nice, but the Adepts do actually get left behind as the Prism was shooed away by the Queen, so good reaction from Elazer, ensuring that he got some payback for those 5 drones that died. Harstem behind this is getting up his forge, making Immortals, which will be the backbone of the Protoss army. Looks like a fake Prism is going to move out, which is cool. I'm not sure this'll bait Elazer too heavily, though, seeing as how the original Prism of Harstem has taken some hull damage already, so Elazer can tell that that is not the original Prism. And I'll say, would you really commit to another Prism at this point? Probably not. The Zerg player is actually going to be reacting to this, but in the end, it's just a very delayed scout from Harstem faking this, and it actually saw just like nothing. I mean, it saw the roaches. I guess it was just to try and pull Elazer out of position as Harstem goes for a big attack, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's got one Immortal, some sentries. Is he just going to poke the front, or is he going to push all the way in? I mean, this is a really, really big attack from Harstem. Hydras are starting to pop out for Elazer, though, and this is the concern. Hydras have very, very good success against Immortal Sentry. The Adepts can make timings work against Zerg, but there's a lot of Roaches and Lings to back this army up. I'm feeling very confident for Elazer dominating this game in his usual fashion. The cannon for Harstem is nice at his third base, as it means these Lings can't really attack it as easily, so the counterattack is something that he doesn't have to worry about. But oh, look at this, Elazer, such an aggressive Zerg, is basically just going to say, okay, you build your cannon. I'm going to make some Banelings and roll them into this base. Harstem immediately throws up a wall, though, so I think he has sniffed this out. These Banelings will get caught out, and they might actually just get killed off for naught. For no compensation. Probes do have to end up running, though. The cannon will get killed off. A couple of Zealots. Not a great trade, but not the worst one in the world from Elazer. Harstem still just scouting out. Looks like he's going to be getting up Psystorm, chilling on 3 bases. His army's okay, but it's nothing amazing, and Elazer is looking pretty scary right now, pushing out on the map. The thing that I would say, though, is going for Harstem is the fact that these Hydras are very slow. They do not have they do actually have muscular augments. They're just very, very slow. Pardon me on that. Baneling speed is about to finish up for Elazer. He's making 10 drones behind this, getting up an infestation pit, going to be starting up a 5th base, so the Zerg really has been doing well this game. He hasn't taken any significant damage. He's defended the attack. He's kept the pressure on Harstem a little bit, so he doesn't actually have to defend too much. And with taking a 5th base, getting up an infestation pit, this seems really good for Elazer, as he is one of those defensive Zerg players. I think he has no problem going into the late game these days against a Protoss player. And that's one of the things that makes Elazer really terrifying as a pro player. It's that he can go into the late game if he wants to, but he's willing to kill you up until... yeah, he's willing to kill you till 11:59. Basically, yeah, he'll kill you at any time. Doesn't matter. We see High Templar are out for Harstem. Psystorm's a very powerful tool, but Elazer is really good at macroing. He can make a lot of units. He can dodge Psystorms, things, good stuff like that, basically. And for now, though, he is just going to be macroing up, getting up a Spire, getting up a Hive. This will lead him into potential Broodlords later on. Building 3 Spine Crawlers at his base to the north. A little bit late, as these Zealots will hit before then. Elazer's already reacting to this, though. Really nicely done. Harstem's going to be moving out in another position. He's harassing with the Prism while Elazer has got a counter force out on the map. 2, Harstem will catch that, tosses down some force fields to ensure the Ling kills. That's nice. A lot of energy for some Lings, but still probably worth it. 6 force fields for what, 20 Lings? Not bad. I doubt it'll be too significant in this game. We do see, though, Elazer making a lot of Banelings. His Spire is finished up, so he'll be able to start up that Greater Spire, and he does so right away. Elazer is a Zerg who's very good with the Hydra Ravager compositions, dodging Psystorms, taking good fights, things like that. However, he does need to get into Broodlords eventually. Otherwise, the Protoss will just Psystorm you to death. Yeah. This does seem to be very promising for Elazer, though. I mean, he's got a good army. His Baneling count's 19, so that could be better. But once he gets out a few Broodlords, this game's position just improves exponentially for him. We see him actually throw away a bit of supply so he can fire up more Corruptors. He'll be able to make Broodlords. Building Spine Crawlers at his bases is a really, really nice touch, I think. And then he's got Lings and things out on the map, just looking to counterattack to give Harstem some tough time. We see Zealots are moving in for an attack. They're going to hit one of the Spine Crawlers, but the Spines buy so much time, so Elazer doesn't immediately have to respond to that threat, so he can think more about where he's going to position his army in response to the attack that's also coming on the front. A few Banelings wanted to roll forward and get those High Templar. Oh no, the Banelings of Elazer kill all of Harstem's High Templar. What a disaster. Harstem is in big trouble now. We see the Lings of Elazer cleaning up the counterattack. The Protoss player just lost all of his High Templar. That is a ginormous mistake. The Protoss is gonna have to deal with Broodlords that are now being made by Elazer. There's Corruptors on the way. This is looking like an absolute Zerg advantage. Somehow, Harstem is gonna have to overcome the Broodlords, whether it be attack in a different location, whether it be just use a lot of Blink Stalkers, perfect Psystorms, things like that. He's gotta come up with something, though, and he doesn't have a long time to do it, because these Broodlords are out on the map, and oh, Elazer, this is one of the things that makes him so scary. Even when he's got a composition, which allows him to really set the pace of the game, he never, ever slows down on the aggression. Banelings kill off 6 workers, take out a couple of buildings, keeping Harstem on the back foot. Elazer's just such a good Zerg, man. We see another Spire on the way, so he's going to be able to have double upgrades going. Why not? Then getting up +3 attack, which will benefit his Broodlords too. Pathogen glands, all that good stuff, all that jazz. Some Banelings are going to be rolling into this location. They kill a cannon. Looks like they will find their way to the mineral line. Those Banelings kill 14 probes, massive damage, making their way past the Templar, past the cannons, past an Archon. Really good harassment from Elazer. That is one of the things which I think players might have an issue with as far as balance is concerned. It is the fact that +2 attack Banelings do one-shot probes. It makes the harassment very hard to stop. And we do see Elazer just queuing on in more and more Banelings. Harstem has got some Archons in position, still loses 6 probes. Oh, Elazer running. Oh, does end up getting 14 probes because the probes hesitate for a second. All the while, there's an army out on the map that Harstem cannot fight against. Yeah, he doesn't have Blink Stalkers to deal with the Broodlords. He's got Psystorm, which is very good, but it's not enough alone to beat Broodlords, simply because there's no range on the units. These Banelings are now going to roll towards the 3rd base of Harstem. A few Stalkers have to be warped in. Looks like this one Baneling will find a mineral line and gets 4 kills. That's one of the things that makes it very hard for Protoss. They do have to stop every single Baneling against the Zerg, and Elazer is just relentless. So he's always throwing Banelings at Harstem. If we take a look right now, there's a lot of Broodlords out on the map for Elazer. They are going to be moving on out. Double Tempest production is kicking in for Harstem, which could be good. However, Elazer's already starting to go into that Spore Forest, sensing, okay, this game could drag on a bit. So he's going to move his Spores to the front line to help defend his Broodlords. Harstem has the few Tempests, but I don't know if they're going to be enough. We're going to need to see a lot of Psystorm from Harstem to bring down the Zerg army. If he can bait Elazer into a bad fight, there'll definitely be a chance that he can win this game. He's been trying so hard to counterattack and all that good stuff. We see so many Banelings rolling in for Elazer. They're going to hit these Archons. The Archons will actually stay alive, and all the Banes get cleaned up. That's quite expensive for Elazer. Zerg has got a really good economy, but throw away 20 banelings like it's nothing. Might be a bit of a stretch. Archon's being healed up, gonna start naturally regenning their shields too. A few units of Harstem do get caught out. However, he is maxed out. He's got Tempest, he's got High Templar. At this point in the game, it was considered this composition at times has been considered one of the best in the game. But Zerg players with their infestors and general improvements in the late game has made life a lot better for them. Harstem has got so many High Templar. Gonna be looking to take a good fight against Elazer. Maybe he can do it. Maybe he can snipe down the Broodlords. Tempest already starting to shoot away on some of them, taking away their HP. There is a Fungal going down on the Protoss army. Lots of Psystorm is blanketing the Zerg force before these units die. However, we do see Neural Parasite going down on some of the Tempest, and there's simply not enough for Harstem. Elazer is gonna take the game. GG, well played indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this commentary, make sure to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and join the Discord. Subscribe if you haven't and you made it to the end of the video, as subscribing lets you get daily Starcraft 2 in your YouTube sub box. I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez. Thanks so much for watching.